Ah, lovely, lovely. What a beautiful spring day we have to celebrate our service today. And I don't know if you thought about it, but the harbingers of spring are certainly here. As we see new grass, we see forsythia blooming, daffodils, tulips, the harbinger of spring. I came from Northern California where the redbud trees used to bloom. And in the spring, you would see rows and rows and rows and roads of the redbud. So, good morning. I'm Bob Alto, the worship associate, and I go by the pronouns he and him. You are welcome here no matter who you are, no matter where you came from, no matter what your background. You're welcome here on this spiritual journey, especially on this beautiful day. We sing songs that uplift your very beings, and you are welcome to join and be part of our community where we learn, live, and love together. All are welcome as we worship that which gives us each meaning and value. No matter what you call this gathering, online, on Zoom, we worship as one body, illuminated by the light of the chalice. I'd like to make an announcement regarding after the service. The board members will again be available and want to hear from you on whether to make masks optional at UUFNN indoor events or to retain the mask requirement. The board knows that this decision will affect some members' decisions on attending worship services and other events in person. The board wants to hear from you. If you are attending today's service on Zoom, go into the chat functions between now and the end of the service and say you want to attend the mask discussion. Our tech team will move you into the breakout room after the service. If you are attending today's service here at UFNN, the mass discussion will begin a few minutes after service in the great room. Board members Adrian Fisher and Nancy Jones will lead the discussion in the great room. Barry Hansen and Chris Hillen will lead the session on Zoom. Please wear a mask in the great room. Those of you who are on Zoom will be muted during the service. If you have comments, please put them in the chat box, especially when we talk about cares, concerns, and celebrations during the meditation part of the service. And so now, again, reminding you, you will be invited as well, if you're on Zoom, to small groups for reflection. And now, welcome.
Easter in the Unitarian Universalist tradition might be a little bit different than in some other traditions. We gather as you use this morning, knowing that all the traditional symbols of Easter, eggs and bunnies, were originally pagan symbols or earth-based religion symbols. And we embrace that as you use in a way that's maybe not going to be pointed out in tons of congregations this morning. Easter reminds us of new life and new beginnings and new birth. In essence, beginning again. It's so right that our Easter Sunday collides so beautifully this year with our Earth Day celebration, an opportunity to embrace new life and new beginnings and new birth. And it is in that spirit of wonder that we're invited in to our service this morning. Our service today is designed intentionally as an interactive experiment as we seek new ways of imagining our worship services together. Our forum at 9 a.m. this morning explored exactly that. And so it's not coincidental that we continue our Sunday morning experience in that spirit. Those at home joining us on Zoom this morning are invited to access your chalice that you have nearby. And Bob Alto will light our chalice here for us this morning as I offer for us our chalice lighting words from Nita Penfold. No matter what they tell you, let it be about joy. Let it be about the sacred. Self-surviving, no, thriving. Shining its way to the knowledge within. Let it be about blooming. The unfolding of the universe through you. Because the story of you begins 15 billion years ago with that first flash of being. Indeed, on this beautiful spring morning, morning has broken.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word. Sweet the rain dew falls, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where God's feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light, Eden's a play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day.
I thank you, God, for this most amazing by E. E. Cummings. I thank you, God, for this most amazing day, for the leaping greenly spirits of trees and a blue, true dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. I, who have died, am alive again today. And this is the sun's birthday. This is the birthday of life and of love and wings, and of the gay great happening, illuminably earth, How should tasting, touching, hearing, seeing, breathing, any lifted from the know of all nothing, human merely being doubt imaginable? You? Now the ears of my ears awake, and now the eyes of my eyes are open.
Now is the time in our service for the egg hunt. This annual tradition has been practiced for centuries. In modern times, only children are usually invited to engage in the hunt. But today, we are opening up the joy of searching, the fun of finding, and the mystery of unknown treasures to all. In just a moment, those of you online will be invited to go and find several meaningful items in your home or outdoors that represent your connection to our Earth. And if you are in person here, you are invited into all of the areas here around us to find your eggs. You can see that the fence is a divider. The street, there are no eggs in the street. There are no eggs in the front of the building. There are no eggs past our main building. Everywhere in this area here, there are eggs for you to find, and there are a lot of them. Please help each other to see if you can find all of the hidden eggs. Help each other. Please don't open them just yet. We are going to celebrate the mystery and magic of not yet knowing what is inside. Please bring the eggs back to your seat when the music stops. Let the hunt begin. Have the eggs been found? Begin your way back, collecting any eggs you can along the way. Does everybody at least have an egg to bring back to your seat? Come on back. Those of you who have lots of eggs may want to give one to a friend. Welcome back from the hunt. Come on back. Welcome back, welcome back. We have some young ones handing out eggs to folks who might not have one. Welcome back from the hunt. Perhaps the first time that this has ever been done during our worship service. Which just goes to show you how much we place a value on the role that fun and joy and mystery and the search has in our religious tradition. Part of the fun of the hunt is the uncertainty of what you'll find. And today's hunt centers on our connection to the earth and our belief in the interconnectedness of life. Inside your eggs, you will find clues that will take you to different stations, opportunities that we've created for you to explore your connection to our earth. As you open your eggs, please do so slowly and carefully. The objects inside are meant to be handled with care. Together now, we will open our eggs. Or if you are online, we'll take a moment to examine the things that you found more closely. Join us now in opening your eggs.
Thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for the time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for
On this Easter, we gather at a time when people all over the world are engaged in the religious practices of Passover and Ramadan and Easter. It's very rare that these three religious festivals coincide all at the same time. We might even think of it as a mystical moment, even as you use. May we hold that reality and that connection to our spiritual and religious siblings all over the world who are living out their faith. And as I mentioned earlier, there is something so right about we as you use celebrating Easter and Earth Day together. I invite us to engage this opportunity today as a way of living out our faith, of engaging in spiritual practice. So as we prepare to invite you to move to the stations, you're invited to bring a sense of wonder to that opportunity. Let us take a moment to look around. What is it that we see in this beautiful setting? Our little oasis just blocks from the freeway. What are you noticing as you look around? What signs of spring do you see? What colors? What do you hear? What do you smell? What textures invite your touch? I invite us to tune in to our senses, to engage and bring a sense of awe and wonder to these practices and activities today. As E.E. Cummings says, "Now the ears of my ears awake, and now the eyes of my eyes are opened." As we move and do our activities at the stations, it might be a bit clunky for what we think of as a worship service. That's okay. Life is like that. Community is often like that. Faith and spirituality are like that. So as you ponder the egg that you have chosen, if you're here in person, each color and clue represents a different station. So you're invited to deliver your clues and eggs to the corresponding stations and check out each of the options. And then choose one or two to spend time with over the next 20 or so minutes. And if you're online with us on Zoom, stay tuned because somebody is going to lead your online station. Leo will be joining you for that in just a moment. So, we're invited to join together in this community practice of engaging hands-on in an embodied and present way in this next phase of our service. You're invited to move to our stations.
panicked for a moment.
Hi, everyone. I hope I am doing this correctly. In just a few moments, we are going to break into small groups, just like we do for coffee hour here on our Zoom service. We are going to build an altar for our home. In your group, there'll be about eight of you, and please take turns sharing the objects you found during your hunt, and explain the significance or symbolism. Why and how do these objects remind you of your connection to our Earth? How might they continue to inspire you to be even more connected to all of existence? And just be mindful that we have about 15 minutes. So everybody in the group will have just a minute or two to explain the significance. Before we break into our groups, I offer this reading. I Believe in Nature by Florence Emmons. We honor the orderly processes of the universe which hold the planets in their orbits and control the activities of microscopic cells. We honor the pervading impartial forces of nature through which destruction is made constructive. We honor the ever-changing beauty of the natural world which brings joy and inspiration to many people. We believe in the healing and restorative power of nature, without which all living things would be in great jeopardy. We believe in the profound lessons which nature teaches, lessons of struggle and adaptability, tenacity and purpose, endurance and growth, patience, balance, and the inevitability of cause and effect. We believe in the hope and faith which nature gives to the observant through predictable, compensatory certainties. Light after dark, warmth after cold, peaceful calm after lashing storm, and always the miracle of the sun, the rain, and the seed. That's our reading before breaking into our groups. So now we will be in small, unmoderated. So enjoy the chaos, and we'll see you back in a big group in just a few minutes.
Going to invite you to make your way back as we sing once again, "Oh, We Give Thanks." If you're not finished at your stations, you can return to them for a little bit more time after our service. I'm going to invite you to make your way back. "Oh, we give thanks."
Give
Thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share in love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
I think that was pretty cool. What do you think? Already we've had a request to do the exact same thing next year. Thank you for that endorsement. We're going to take a moment and bless the experience that we just had together. And I think it's a good reminder to always remember that to bless the process and not just a final outcome. Are you with me on that? Because life is a process, right? We want to always understand that and bless the process and the journey to where we're going, not just the end result. So I'm going to ask you to employ our traditional gesture that we usually do at this point in the service, one hand on the heart and one hand extended outward. And today, that reminds us that we see each other and we work alongside each other and we support each other. And we always are mindful that there is another being, many other beings that form community that we depend on here in this place. And so our blessing for our embodied, hands-on spiritual practice. I'm so thankful for this most amazing day, from the words of E.E. Cummings once again. For the leaping greenly spirits of trees and a blue dream of sky, and for everything which is natural, which is infinite, which is yes. If you're feeling that at all today, or if you need to feel the yes somewhere deep in your spirit, would you just join me in saying it together on the count of 3 as our way of welcoming spring and our gratitude for community? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes!
Now is the time in our service where we have the opportunity to share our bounty with each other. It's time to say yes in regards to our own generosity, whether small or great. It makes a difference. We will pass the basket, but if you are on Zoom, we can do so virtually by texting 73256. putting UUFNN in the message box and hitting send. Then follow the instructions to provide your offering. You can also mail a check to the office at 780 Del Monte Lane, Reno 89511. Of course, the most convenient way is to sign up for automatic giving, and you can contact the office and Carol will send you an automatic draft authorization form. It also should be noted that we always share our offerings with a nonprofit every month. And because April is designated as Sexual Assault Awareness Month, our nonprofit we are designating is Safe Embrace. Their mission, of course, is to end the cycle of domestic and sexual violence with prevention and intervention services. They operate the largest safe house in Reno, where there are meals, transportation, counseling, recreational activities, and educational groups. Also included is a 24-hour crisis hotline. And of course, their goal is to help victims. Help victims and provide the services and provide necessities for their safe house. Of course, as we've gone through COVID, our many programs have been ones of outreach, and they continue with gifts of service and support from phone calls to meals to active outreach through our UU board, reminding yourself of the forum after services, the Borderlands Justice Team, the Reno Posse, etc. Love, compassion have been expressed in so many ways. Now may the offering begin.
Rock me, ocean.
Rock me, ocean.
Warm me, sun.
Warm me, sun.
Swing low, swallow.
Swing low, swallow.
When day is done.
When day is done.
Rock me, ocean.
Rock me, ocean.
Bless me, moon.
Bless me, moon.
Though I leave here,
Though I leave here,
I'll come back soon.
I'll come back soon.
Rock me, ocean.
Rock me, ocean.
Warm me, sun.
Warm me, sun.
Swing low, swallow.
Swing low, swallow.
When day is done.
When day
we can sing, we're
is
outside.
done.
Rock me, ocean.
Rock me, ocean.
Bless me, moon.
Bless me, moon.
Though I leave here,
Though I leave here,
I'll come back soon.
I'll come back soon.
Once more. Rock me, ocean.
Rock me, ocean.
Warm me, sun.
Warm me, sun.
Swing low, swallow.
Swing low, swallow.
When day is done.
When day is done.
Rock me, ocean.
Rock me, ocean.
Bless me, moon.
Bless me, moon.
Though I leave here,
Though I leave here,
I'll come back soon.
I'll come back soon.
Well done.
Now may we bring forth the offering? And would you join with me in the dedication of the offering to the work of this fellowship, which is helping more people grow in love, faith, justice, and joy? We dedicate ourselves, and these are offerings.
want to thank you so, so much for joining us for our Easter Earth Day service. So grateful to have been gifted with this gorgeous day. If you need some more time at your stations, feel free to take a few more minutes there at the close of our service. And just how lovely it is to be together outside. I'm just so stoked and so jazzed and so moved by this time together this morning. So thank you so much for your participation, even though we thought it might be much chillier than it has turned out to be this morning. Sheila has an announcement.
That's it. You guys got it. Mayday, Mayday. That's what I'm here to talk about. Okay, I got 3 things to tell you about today. The first one is we're still taking donations because the auction team is gathering right after this and making baskets. And there's already a ton of wine that's been donated. So if the auction team hasn't drunk it all, we'll put it out for auction. Tori, you're laughing. You better join us. It's going to be a great time. Okay, and then the other donations, like donations of dinners and events, which we never have enough of. Still looking for those, and I'd really like to have you get them to me somehow. You know lots of ways to do that. People seem to run me down no matter where I am. Send it to me, hopefully by next Friday, with a real good description. You know the drill. We've been at this for over 10 years now. We're good at this. Okay, the second thing is I need RSVPs from you if you plan to attend the lunch, which will be served after service on May Day, and we will have gluten-free and vegetarian options available. We have already had about 55 people sign up or give RSVPs, and I'm still looking for those. I'm going to hang around here for about 10 minutes, right over in there, and you can let me know if you haven't sent in that RSVP. You can also still send it. And I got to say, for you Zoom folks out there, we're going to have some, I was reminded today that we're a multi-platform, is that the term, Philip? Multi-platform fellowship. So therefore, those who cannot come to the auction will not be left out. There'll be things on auction day during the live auction that you'll be able to participate in. So read our Friday emails, or Thursday or Friday emails. I think this week we'll plan to do another auction-only email, which will have the second draft catalog with everything that I know at that point. So I think I've told you everything I need to know. So Mayday, Mayday. Thank you.
Once again, a gloriously happy Easter today. And if we're not already in the same boat, let's get in the same boat for our closing song, Blue Boat Home.
Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companion, all beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor nor port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue home.
Will you rise in body or spirit for our closing benediction? And if you are on a screen, will you outstretch your hands so that we can feel connected with one another across the boundaries? Today and all days, may we be reminded that the path to new beginnings can come from the opportunities we give ourselves to begin again anew. May we be reminded of the importance of fun and joy, of finding new ways to connect with what is most important in our lives. Today and all days, may we engage in our ongoing search in wonder and in love. And may we recommit to our joyful connections to this earth and to each other. Blessed be.